As you can probably guess from my attire, it is now fully into winter in Scotland. It's about 2 degrees, hence why I'm wearing a beanie, hoodie and jacket. I'm here today to talk to you about what you do when your skate products or your skates are nearing their end of life. Now, you've got various options. You can either give them to someone less fortunate, like if you see someone with a busted skate setup at the skate park, you can donate parts to them, like frames, wheels, skates. Or if you want to make some money back for buying more products, you can sell them on Facebook marketplaces, blade trades, things like that. But what do you do if your skate products are so far gone that you can't really pass them on to anyone else or sell them? Well, you have a few options. For starters, with wheels, if they are past the point of no return, it is a perfect time to learn wheel slides. You don't want to be doing it on a brand new set of wheels because you'll just ruin them, cone them, give them flat spots, and it will cost you a small fortune in order to learn. But if they're past the point of no return, it is the perfect time to get your Nicola Torelli on, get your Danny Aldridge on, practice your magic slides, practice various slides like cess slides, T-stops, all that kind of stuff, parallel stops, everything. Basically just getting familiar with it and not having to worry about the consequences of what it will do to your equipment because you're already planning on replacing it anyway.
And remember, you never ever touch a plastic boot on the floor, you only ever slide on the wheels.
Another perfect example is sole plates. When they've worn away and it's got to the point where they've started to get a bit of an angle in the sole plate, it's started to feel less steady, or you're not locking on as much as you used to or noticing the difference, this is the perfect time to start trying cess slides. You can basically spend an entire session on them because if you're planning on swapping out the sole plates anyway, might as well just run them into the ground, get the most use out of them, be the most economic. And then if you're like me, you don't feel as bad about throwing them in the bin because you know that you've worn them down to the absolute minimum that they can go. You can spend a few hours getting your Colin Kelso on, practicing it on rough ground, smooth ground, on banks, even downstairs if you're feeling adventurous, and it doesn't matter if they end up looking like his. It doesn't matter if they end up looking like a dog chewed them because you're getting rid of them anyway. But what do you do if you're like me and you've got the T-Neck 58? Now, I absolutely love this skate. It's one of my favourite skates of 2024. I might be making a video about that, but I'm not sure. But the backslide plate has now got a hole in it. It's also looking pretty worn. It's worn down the two nubs here, so it's made it a little bit slower. And I don't know if you can tell here, but this axle is fully exposed, so the metal now grinds on the surface whenever you're grinding coping or ledges or rails, and you can definitely feel it and hear it. It just feels slower and not as good. So there's not really any options yet. T-Neck are meant to be bringing out a replaceable sole frame, but they haven't yet. If they had, I would just replace that. But right now, they just kind of feel like they're past their best and I'm not getting as much enjoyment out of them. Well, why are we at this ledge? The other week, I came here and I rub bricked it. I rub bricked it until the rub brick broke. Then I lacquered it and waxed it, and I started trying to wear it in on my Levy Van Rijn skates, which are in really good condition. But after about 10-15 minutes, I noticed that I was starting to wear into the sole plate quite a lot, into the backslide plate, into the new frames. And I don't want to do that because they're new skates. I want to take care of them. I want them to last as long as possible. Now, by all means, aggressive skates are meant to be beaten up, but you still want to preserve their life as much as possible, especially when you're just wearing in a ledge. It's got wax on it, it's got lacquer on it, it's been rub bricked, but it still needs worked in. The wax needs worked in, and this is where this skate comes in. It's already destroyed anyway. I wasn't planning on using it. So what I'm going to do is skate here for about half an hour, and I'm just going to do a bunch of basic grinds, wax it some more, bunch of basic grinds, wax it some more. I don't know if you can tell behind me, but the ledge perfectly angles into the other ledge so you can do transfers. But whenever I tried that last time, I could slide the first ledge, but then the second ledge just stopped. So the goal today is a bunch of soles, bunch of royales, bunch of unities, back unities, just basic safe grinds. trying to get a layer of plastic on it, keep getting the layers of wax on it to make it nice and smooth, so that when I do want to come here and start trying proper tricks, I can use my better skates that are in great condition and not have to worry about damaging them so much. And I'm also curious to see how long these will last, like how many grinds it will take before that's completely gone, or before the axle is completely exposed and the wheels like hanging out, or until the sole frame's just in bits. So I'm quite curious to see from a kind of documentary perspective, you know, when you get those documentaries and it shows a plant dying in real time, or I want to kind of see what that feels like. So basically a bit of an experiment, bit of spot prep, so that me and the guys can enjoy it at a later date, and we'll see how we go. Few grinds in, don't know if you can tell, but it's definitely sticking on Royales. Let's do an assessment of the damage. As you can see, the H block there is definitely starting to wear away quite a lot. Here's the other foot looking. Oh yeah, oh, the crack's getting bigger on the backside plate, and the groove is definitely getting bigger. So I'm going to try the higher ledge because it's not been worn in at all. Try and get some plastic on that, wear it in, and no doubt that's going to get significantly worse. Okay, the top ledge is definitely not sliding as good as the bottom ledge, which makes sense because I didn't skate the top ledge last time. I only skated the bottom ledge to try and get it worn in so that I could grind fast enough to transfer and actually slide, which I managed to transfer, but I didn't manage to slide in the transfer. Status report, as you can see, the H block here is worn almost up to the line now, and I'm starting to get a groove on the inside of the sole plate. And I don't know if you can see there, the crack is getting even bigger on the backside groove. Also starting to get quite a notable back groove on the backside of the H block, and that axle is becoming more exposed. So on sole grinds it slides, but it doesn't slide great, and on Royales you regularly, the back foot catches and you go into front side. I was finding that I could just force my foot down and it would slide along, but now it's coming out more and more, which I think is because Yeah, just because the groove's getting bigger. I think it's obviously catching on that as well. But I'm gonna keep trying. I'm gonna give it another layer of wax now, then do some more grinds, and then hopefully start trying the transfer again and see how we go. just got done at the ledge. As you can see, after a bunch of attempts, finally got the transfer from the low ledge to the high ledge. Didn't quite get it how I wanted it. The second ledge isn't sliding. I'm not sliding as far enough along as I would like, but I've worn it in enough for today, so happy enough. Plus, so many attempts, I'm absolutely exhausted. I am genuinely surprised by how well the T-necks held up. I don't know if you can see here, but I've got an absolutely massive groove now in the front, so the wheel protection is still pretty good, but yeah, limited now. But the biggest surprise is the backslide groove on the sole plate. I genuinely thought that would have broke clean off just because it is so rough. You can hear how rough it is, but the crack along it has got longer, but it's not actually broken through yet. Getting a lot more wear on the axle. It's basically sticking out the front now, and the backslide groove is bigger, but still perfectly skatable. I could definitely skate these a bunch more times and be absolutely fine. So the T-neck is holding up better than I thought. They've also got a newer version out of this, a white version, which looks even better, which I would love to try. I think I'll buy it as soon as they make the replaceable sole frame available. But there you have it. Like I said, if your skates are running out or dying or a part is failing on you, there are still other uses you can have from it. And even if you can't use it anymore, you can strip down the skates and use the parts. This is not a good example, but on most skates you can take off the cuff bolts, the buckles, the buckle receivers, the laces, the sole plates, UFS bolts, axles, bearings, spacers, reuse everything, have a steady supply of spares so that if they ever break, you've got something to fall back on. And if not, you can use it to wear in a new spot like I have. Hope you guys found this useful. As always, let me know what you think in the comments and speak to you guys soon.